Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be beginning the penultimate battle in the Stronghold Crusader AI tournament. So today we have Saladin against the Lionheart.
Well done.
Classic grudge match. Both of them from the base game, both of them very strong AIs. And we're definitely going to have to see how this turns out, and I predict that this may be a long fight, maybe a multi-episode. So let's take a look to see how it goes, and there we are right into the game. Let's see opening moves. Saladin building that classic large stockpile, getting a lot of stuff traded right away with the marketplace. And has a lot of food, and now begins building the wall. Always very fast at closing that keep. Very fast. Meanwhile, the Lionheart a bit slower moving here. Getting some religion up. Now starting to build his keep. He's got some food. He still hasn't spent a lot of money because he hasn't built up his marketplace yet, and that really is what's going to drain all the money. Saladin already beginning work on the moat. Look at that. Beginning to get some stone coming in. That's probably the first load. And Richard got his own in just a minute ago. And we're seeing plenty of food lying around here. No problems there. No marketplace yet. But we can expect it to be on the horizon.
People are leaving the castle.
96 happiness there. Pretty good. Pretty good popularity. That's the correct term, popularity. Happiness, that's something else. Happiness? What am I talking about? And look at that. Plenty of troops here. Let's take a look at the greatest lord early on. Richard already way up high.
We are under attack.
But is Saladin perhaps preparing an early attack?
People are coming to the castle.
Troops are taking quite a bit of damage.
Instructions!
On both sides here. But there is, of course, an advantage of standing on a keep. That always reduces the chance of getting hit somehow. I don't know exactly how the mechanic works, but it is something that I have observed. If you have two groups of archers, one standing on a tower or a keep, and the other group standing on the ground, and if they're the same size, the ones on the tower will probably win. And look at that, the Lionheart already building two big towers, and pretty soon we can expect there to be some defensive siege, defensive artillery. I wouldn't really call it a siege engine if it's defensive. And I think we're going to see maybe a long rectangular castle here. Saladin already expanding the moat out. And we're seeing that this castle has what looks to be 3 different entrances. Which I think is very peculiar, because that means that you can attack from one side and the other side has a potential of remaining open. And the marketplace got built, and let's see, the Lionheart still on top. That may largely be related to superior troop numbers. I'm at below half, and that's definitely going to influence what happens here. And here it comes, a mangonel early on. Nothing on here yet. Although there is an archer. No big artillery piece. Just one bit left. Well, actually, it's not going to be a long rectangle. It's actually going to be a really short one. A very dense castle layout. It leaves a lot of buildings on the outside, but you have the added bonus of the archers being able to have overlapping firepower on the center if there's a breach. Meanwhile, Saladin is very wide here. Building very wide, very big towers, which, of course, the Lionheart will have to deal with in some manner. Now getting some nice crenellations, and look at that thick walls. One disadvantage that good old Richard has is that these walls are generally usually 2 layers thick, which isn't that much. So that can definitely lead to a disadvantage. But Richard is still on top of the charts.
Under attack.
This policy of no taxes is the least we could expect.
Chester teasing about, doing his job. Tony Ironsword. Well, now you're dying.
People are coming
Classic.
into the castle.
Classic Stronghold Crusader. And there comes a horse. Saladin is already reinforcing his farms, making sure that everything's safe. Of course, that may provoke the Lionheart, who may send some troops to reinforce his farms. But no big attack is happening yet, and since there's no archers provoking anyone, I think the only real way that I'm going to get defeated here is when one of the two sides finally decides to take me out. And Saladin does attack rarely. I think Richard the Lionheart attacks a lot more frequently. And look at that, nice banners on those towers. Really giving me, well, it's not a banner though, is it?
A message from
What's
the Lionheart.
the proper name for that?
Gird your loins, sharpen your steel. You will soon be tested.
It's just the flag. Oh well. And as I expected, he has attacked, and I am indeed girding my loins for battle, for soon I will be dead. And look at that. Couple of siege engines, not very useful in this situation. But 5 swordsmen should be more than enough to take care of me. Saladin still has not built out the center of the castle. Still, it looks like there's a lot left to build here. No one's digging any moats, which means maybe this is the full extent of the moat. Although I would expect them to have some of it on here.
No change in the treasury, Lord.
Pikemen on the way. Things are about to be finished. If Saladin gets a cheeky shot in there, that would be pretty interesting, but I don't think that's going to happen. Chances are,
A message
there you
from the
go.
Lionheart.
My royal
That's
banner
the
rises
chance.
over your domain. Rightful order is restored.
Okay. So now the raiding will begin. I think Saladin is probably the better raider of the two, but Or at least the faster raider. He goes in fast and frequently. But we're going to find out how well the fight goes. Look at that. That was a nice, strong pikeman there. Not taking a lot of damage from such attacks. But look at that, Saladin already behind the lines, killing the engineers. Lionheart has got to be frustrated by this. And it looks like despite the Lionheart having both more troops and more money, Saladin is on top, according to the greatest Lord calculation. Makes me wonder, what is it that he's got that's putting him up in this calculation? Is it a stronger economy? I don't know. But he's really starting to flourish now. But it looks like soon he will have to gird his loins, because he's about to get seriously tested. Oh, so close. So close. That was really close. The engineers are getting shot. And it looks like there will not be any completed siege engines today. But there are some catapults that are being slowly but surely rolled up. Let's see where the tunnelers dig into. Oh, they're splitting. Minor damage there, and some minor damage here. But it does damage the towers to some extent. So I guess there is an advantage in there. Although, generally speaking, tunnels aren't really the best option there. Swordsmen are moving in for the attack. But they are taking some heavy damage and are receiving some actual flames, which is not an advantageous position to be in. But the siege is afoot. Battle continues. The swordsmen are now moving in on the walls. But again, it's a trap. This here is an excellent trap for the AI, because the AI will always go for the exposed walls, and putting fire throwers right there where the walls are exposed really makes the AI make some unhealthy decisions. The only other bits of wall that are exposed are over here and over here, which of course requires the AI to maneuver all the way around here next to these dangerous ballistae, which can fire some high damage projectiles. But the catapults are within range, or at least one of them is. No others are around here. And the damage will be a slow drain on Saladin's economy. And looks like there are some nice meat shields out there. And firing continues. Weakening the central tower is going to do significant work to help the Lionheart's cause here. But it looks like the catapult may be targeted at this point. Wait, no, never mind. But taking down one of those towers definitely will weaken Saladin's defense. There's a swordsman on the loose, cutting down Lionheart's archers. But unfortunately, for those archers, they just were not strong enough to deal with that form of attack. Tower is pretty heavily damaged, but should still be able to survive another siege should that occur. But it looks like it will occur quite soon, in fact. The horse archers are pulling back, and if they do not come out right away, the Lionheart may have an advantage in being able to set up his siege engines. Although the mangonels are definitely making that difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, and it's a battering ram. And one catapult, but it's really getting shot to bits. But it did some damage before it got taken down. The battering ram is on its way, becoming a real target. Look at that, getting shot from every direction, and down it goes. Archers moving about. Saladin looking to launch an attack of his own, but his horse archers have engaged the Lionheart's swordsmen in combat, as well as his assassins have done the same. But now the swordsmen are up against the fire throwers, and it is not a very comfortable situation to be in. They took some heavy damage, despite the fact that none of them were actually burned. Now Saladin is setting up his own attack. Let's take a look. Saladin still on top of the charts, up on troops. Neither of them having a significant nest egg to claim the economic advantage. But here comes the attack. Mangonels firing on some targets here. There are only 6 swordsmen, so I do not believe that the assault will be successful. Although maybe one of them might reach the walls. Well, that's looking increasingly less likely. However, 2 of them still in the green. That's definitely a possibility. But now they're receiving heavy fire. I think, yeah, that one's definitely going to do it. There he goes. He reached the walls, but it's not going to take long until he's taken down. Horse archers moving in for the attack. Still taking heavy damage though, so they're not going to be able to win out here today. The swordsman managed to stay around quite a bit because he exited the field of fire of all the archers on the keep, which meant he was only really being fired upon by 2 archers, which definitely increased longevity by a significant amount. Here's a lot of stone making its way into the castle. Say it will definitely provide a big economic boost at a time when it is well needed in order to gain the strategic advantage here. Now we're seeing archer conflicts here, but Saladin is taking a victorious position here. Now the horsemen come, but they are under heavy counterattack. Let's take a look here. Saladin's still not ready for another attack quite yet. But the Lionheart's still not reaching 100. But it's very interesting that Saladin, despite oh wow, doubling up on the attack, Saladin maybe has the economic advantage, but we're not seeing it because he's spending out all that money as soon as he's getting it. Here come the horse archers, raining down arrows on the archers below, but these archers, I don't think they're going to last long, getting attacked on all sides. Saladin manages to put his engineers into position and maintains control of the region in front of the castle, actually managing to push up a catapult, potentially within range soon. Not quite yet, though. You'll have to go a bit farther, but it is currently under fire. And it has reached requisite range and is now beginning fire, managing to hit the tunnelers, but primarily targeting this tower here. Some engineers didn't make it, but those who did produced 2 more catapults ready for battle here. And look at that. This tower is not going to last long unless those catapults are taken down. What happened? They just suddenly disappeared. Oh wait, I guess they got destroyed. But the tower is down. Just as the catapult was destroyed, it also took down the tower. That's a severe loss to Richard the Lionheart, because now his castle is open, and he's only got 1 mangonel firing, and now all of his troops are leaving the castle because they're out ready to attack. The question is, will they turn back? And why? Oh wait, it still doesn't leave half in though, so they're still going to attack the walls. But 2 more catapults have reached position and are now firing on the other tower, working very hard to take it down. It's not going to take long now. A couple more good hits will do it. And there you go, it's down. Look at that, the Lionheart getting brutalized. His infantry, however, did make it through to position, into attack position. But apparently none of the engineers did, and I do not believe that they will be very effective in attacking, especially not without any engineer support. Lionheart working hard to rebuild now. He's low on money, and a lot of that is probably spent on rebuilding damaged buildings, and the stone is not being sold anymore because it needs to go into the repair of the castle. Let's take a look at troop count. Saladin's still up and rising rapidly. If he reaches 200, that could mean another attack. The castle is now being repaired. There's no archers on these 2 towers. And the Lionheart is below 40 in troop count. Some horse archers are going out, but it's not the main force. It's just a patrol. Saladin still managing to retain control of the center, despite the fact that the Lionheart definitely is pushing hard into that region. Now above 200, Lionheart still under 50. The attack is coming, folks. It is coming, and it's coming soon. The mangonels are up. One archer already on the tower. None on this side yet. Both mangonels are now manned. The Lionheart has almost fully rebuilt those defenses. But the question is, will it not be enough? I think that's what we're about to find out, folks. The engineers, unfortunately, are placed toward the front of the army here, making them easy targets. But fortunately for them, they still have a lot of cover from surrounding archers. Here comes the heavy infantry. Not very large, but that's what the artillery is for. The artillery is for getting a hole punched in here, while the rest of the forces then push through. Lots of arrows flying out here. They're dealing quite a bit of damage to the troops inside, however, not enough to really take down anyone. One catapult. It is now destroyed. There are a couple of catapults on the way, but they're not going to get there in time to tear down the castle. However, Lionheart is now properly besieged, and there are horse archers cutting at the walls, assassins climbing them, tearing down the troops. Holy cannoli! A proper AI assassin play. They captured a gatehouse. Lionheart takes it back. There's fire. Fire in the castle. And there's nothing inside to... Oh no! It's ablaze, and there's no one to put it out. Holy cannoli. Brutal. Catapult has made it. And is now firing. Mangonel attempting to fire back, but it's just not going to happen today. Fire throwers definitely dealt a number here. And the Lionheart won't be able to recover from this anytime soon, at least until all the flammable buildings around here are taken down, because all of everyone coming into town dies so fast that they don't even have time to do anything here. The castle is now open. Catapults firing away. The archers are now making a move. I don't think Lionheart will lose his head this day, but the next big attack may very well be the last.
A message from the Lionheart.
Events have come to a pretty pass when a king must cower in his castle. But cower I must.
And we see the catapults just focusing on entirely eliminating this wall. Three of them firing away. The king himself has come out to kill off the archers. didn't get hit by the catapult, but that could have been a devastating hit. The marketplace is still up, as is the wait, no, the granary's down now. It's all over now. It's all over. There is... Oh, there was a pikeman working on taking down the catapults, but now he's dead. There's still some money in the bank, and some food coming in. Wood is being purchased, some stone, to raise up what little defense can be raised up in these hard times. Let's take a look at troop count. Saladin already reaching 200. I think we're about to see the final attack, folks. I think Saladin's going up into the finals against Emperor Frederick. Here they come. Pulling back. The castle is still under fire from artillery. One catapult is left. Firing at those walls. Horse archers are launching hit-and-run attacks. The Lionheart's fields don't have anyone working on them. Meanwhile, Saladin is gathering a lot of wood and is finally marshalling his forces, preparing for what could very well be a final decisive attack that ends this battle once and for all. Look at that. A sizable infantry contingent. Very useful for taking down those last heavy units here. King isn't doing very well. He's already down by a quarter, or maybe even a third. I can't really tell because he's moving. And okay, yeah, that's maybe somewhere in between there. But here comes the attack. Fire throwers may actually sabotage Saladin's own attack force here. But they're not moving forward, so that's a good thing for Saladin. But here come the assassins, moving around, trying to take down buildings.
A message from the Lionheart.
There's fire in the castle.
Pass when a king must cower in his castle, but cower I must.
First wave of swordsmen has reached the keep, but the defense is still strong. But now there are archers firing on those swordsmen on the keep, dealing heavy damage to them and softening them up for the next big attack. Saladin's own swordsmen are being killed by his own fires. Still over 200. And here comes another attack. Saladin now does not have a marketplace. May still be able to build a granary. depending on how much wood he's got. High ground. Doesn't have enough. Okay, there are no buildings that he's not going to build around here, which means there's no risk of fire spreading around here, which means that the next attack certainly will be the last, ideally. There's only 3 swordsmen left. But they're positioned perfectly to attack anyone coming in. Fire throwers are sabotaging themselves. Swordsmen left on very low health. No swordsman left. The Lionheart is all alone. Well, he does have some troops. Where are they? I don't see them. They're not anywhere I can find them. Well, there's 6 of them now, wherever they are. Archers are now shooting at the king himself. It'd be nice to see the stats of a game, but I think we can pretty much figure out what they are.
Game pause.
So I'm going to stop here, and I'm not going to continue this game because it's... I'm sure no one will argue that the Lionheart should win this, because there isn't really any way he can. I mean, look at that. Saladin can just come right back once he leaves and put him down another third or kill him off. And there you go. Game over there. So next time on the Stronghold Crusader AI tournament, we will be having Saladin against Emperor Frederick. So be sure to tune in. Thank you all for watching. Anawultus, over and out.
Mm-hmm.